Madder than, sicker than them. Madder than, sicker than them. Dreader than dread, dreader than dread. Yeah, but look at me tell them, say, yo, say what? We rise up on a left with them a ball.
Yo, Wagwan, it's that guy. You guys remember Lil B? This guy was big 9-10 years ago on the internet with songs like Ellen DeGeneres. I was a fan of Lil B's come up because of how he was doing it. He was like the most hated rapper that year, but dude stayed committed and just put out like hundreds, if not thousands of songs on his channel, on his pages, and just flushed himself into the industry. And I thought that was pretty amazing the way that he did it. I thought that his style of music was pretty offbeat and interesting. And not to say it was the best songs, but I thought it was interesting. It was eye-catching. Kind of forgot about him over the years. And I just came across his YouTube channel now and I realized Lil B is still growing the lock for like, a good amount of years now. So I'm going to hop right into this dread review and show you guys Lil B and where he's at right now with his dreads. And we can see Lil B here used to have actually shaved hair, and now his locks looking like they are super long, super thin, and super cylindrical, like they've been interlocked. But his new growth lately has been in terms of no maintenance going on at the top of his head. This dread here looked like it kind of broke off at some point. Some of these dreads looking pretty thin and blunted tips. Does have a little bit of dye going on here as well. So what I'm liking about Lil B's dreads these days is how full he's got them. He's got them tied back with his own dreads, and it looks like he's starting to freeform and Congo up his locks just a little bit more, avoiding the interlocking journey that he's been on thus far, creating these thinner dreads. So I like to see that, his front and everything is becoming to be afro, because it's gonna create longer and stronger locks. And it's crazy to see, like, look at where he lives. He just kind of looks like an apartment building. He's been keeping it real low key with his earnings. And the dreads at the back, you can see how he tied them up with his own dreads. These looking like they're probably around 5 years. Curious as to how long he will actually grow his dreads out. Here's a good example of dreads. I was gonna say, this is a good example of dreads in a hood and how they don't really fit, because hoods don't really accommodate for the size of locks. So you end up with this tight scarf-like effect when you wear jackets that don't accommodate the size of your dreads. It can feel a little bit annoying at times, having this big neck scarf, dread scarf happening. And there's not much you can really do to avoid it except not really wear the hood. Wear a beanie outside instead. And you can see that they're out there in the rain. He's getting his dreads wet in the rain. It's a funny music video shoot. But essentially, just kind of happy to see that he is in the dreadlock game. And I'm surprised he doesn't have more followers on YouTube at this point, because he's been on here for a while and we're not really seeing much progress. He's actually getting less views now than he was back in the day. His locks kind of look like that of the Migos, more like Takeoff's dreads. And then, pictures like this, we can really see that Lil B was in fact interlocking his hair to become like this. You can even see the kinks and the loops and the scars in his hair from it. So I'm happy to see that he's not interlocking anymore and that he will be on the freeform journey from this point forward, because interlocking is definitely very damaging to your hair. It causes your dreads to break. And it can collect mildew and mold because water doesn't rinse out of them as much because they're so tightly bounded. So I've been there on these issues. This is how I kind of know what I'm talking about, but I'm glad to see that if you look at his scalp here now, there's nothing interlocked right down to the scalp, showing us that he's getting these things maintained. Pretty cool to see where he is at, to be honest. I'm just keeping this video pretty short on Lil B, just like his music career. Just kidding. But I do appreciate, the freeforms, and especially the transitions from twists or interlocks to freeforms. It does work, And of course, you can always do the opposite if you have free forms and you want to go interlock or twist. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but it is possible to do that as well, as we've seen in the dreadlock transformation video by Gunther. So there's always that to think about. So I'm gonna end this video here. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about Lil B's dreadlocks, and let me know in the comments how long you've been growing your dreads. But until next time, I'm gonna have to say peace out and one love. Stay happy and natty, and I'll see you in the next dreadlock update. Of course, I'm gone. Adios.
Madder than, sicker than them. Madder than, sicker than them. Dreader than dread, dreader than dread. Yeah, but look at me tell them say, yo, say what? We rise up on a left, look at my